Hey guys, True Talk BJJ. Another episode. I think episode number 11. Today's episode we're gonna have Elio, and the podcast name is From Passion to Profession, right? What I want you to say with that is just that when you make jiu-jitsu from your passion of your training and doing that as a sport and as your time, stress relief kind of situation to become your profession and what you do, right? And Elio, we're going to talk about it because he's going to talk a little bit about his story of how he ended up from being a lawyer in Brazil to a jiu-jitsu teacher now, and we're going to talk about it and see, because I think America has this culture and I think it's an easier part, and I think the Americans dream more of this than the Brazilians do. What's up, Elio?
What's up, bro? Thank you for having me here. And
Thank you for coming, man.
yeah, actually it's a inspiration story, so just like I hope that I can motivate people to do more.
Yeah. Hey, definitely. I think Americans have, like I said, they dream more of having their own business and doing this, and even more jiu-jitsu people, So tell it a little bit about your story, like the being a lawyer, what kind of lawyer you are and everything. And when I tell you lawyer, guys, it's not that Elio was like, has his own little office. He was like working for a successful and really big company in Brazil, so
Yeah, exactly like that.
Exactly like that, right? It's like,
Yeah, I just like in Brazil you do the law school in 5 years.
yeah,
All right, and during the law school, you start as a trainee in one of these firms and things like that. And I did it since 1998. I got to this firm. I graduated. I became just like a associate lawyer, and I kept going. And in the end, I stayed there for 18 years. I got I became a partner there.
yeah,
So everything was actually doing. I was just like getting a great career in this law thing, working with big companies in Brazil and everything. So actually, it will be hard to say that, okay, these guys switched it for jiu-jitsu or something like that. It was a big thing because I really, really gave up on well, actually, it was not a potential thing. It was a reality, right?
yeah. It was already,
Yeah. And actually, the fact that it was a reality made it possible too. Because once I could build some things, just like I could have options. So
yeah. Okay.
this is why I did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was a lot of the people are probably asking. It's like, but man, if I think the main thing that pops up on anyone's head, right, when they're listening to this, and it's comparing to America, it's like, why would you work for a huge firm in like Wall Street or someplace like that, or like Manhattan in like a really big city and successful being a partner? And why the hell would you, would you let go of everything and move to America to pursue that dream, right?
So I think that it's better to explain that in two different steps. The first one is why to switch from law to jiu-jitsu, and then why America instead Brazil, right? Because I could do it there in Brazil. Yeah. Especially here in America, people think that Brazilians, it's like, at least my students and my friends here, they think that all Brazilians do jiu-jitsu. It's something that once you're born there, you get the gi, and it's not like that, guys. But still, it's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so we could have opportunities there too. Lots of gyms around there. So why did I come here, not there? But the first thing about switching from the law, I can summarize everything saying that I got a big problem with the Mondays, right? So I was leaving the whole week to get on Friday night, start a happy hour, enjoy the weekend, 2 days, and then get back again to that routine and start all over again. And for 20 years doing the same thing. And we can get deeper during the conversation. But the fact it was that the Mondays were a big problem. Okay. And the Fridays were the salvation.
Okay.
And I think that everyone that works in the corporations, like law or any
Anything,
firm or
yeah.
things like that, everyone thinks the same.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 2 or 3% really love what they do, but the big majority is something around, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna make my money, I'm gonna finish my week, and then I'm gonna enjoy my life during 2 days during the weekend when I don't need to work in the weekend, when I don't need to take extra hours there and things. So I thought something's wrong here. I have 7 days a week. I'm doing just like I rest 2 days to recharge the batteries and get back to that thing that's gonna cost me maybe 5 or 6 days in the week.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a part of the life, everything like that. But I started getting sick, bro. So all these stress things from these kind of segment and the pressure and 20, as I said, 20 years working on that. I got super high in super high position in a young age. So everything starts getting heavy for me and not making too much sense anymore. So I said, okay, what else do I do? What is the other thing that I can do? So actually, I am a amateur percussionist. You know that, just like I can play some tambourine and things like that, but not that good. And Jiu-Jitsu said, okay, I'm not that good too, but man, I think I can do it. I was
No, man, but you've been doing that for like how long too? You know, it's like
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, forever.
Like,
It's like 20 years right now. It's like 18 years.
So
Something
it's
like that.
the same amount of time you being a lawyer anyway. So it's like
No, actually, I think that Jiu-Jitsu was the only thing that kept me being a lawyer for so much time.
Okay.
This is really true. And just like a side story, when I got my sickness, just like anxiety, all these things, and I went to the doctor there to start treating on this thing, and they said, okay, you're gonna stop everything you're doing. So no more. I just finished my master's course and things like that. No more courses, no more teaching, no more this and that. The only thing that you're not gonna stop is your jiu-jitsu. So I thought they would say just like go do something different, go I don't know, play some instrument. No, just like stick to jiu-jitsu, because this thing is gonna save your life. This thing is gonna bring you back to where you were before. And I did it. So I started getting better. I started training more. I started getting better and develop a little bit of interest in competing. So in order to compete, you know that you need to train a little bit more, diet. And so I said, bro, I like this. I like this kind of life that I never had before. Because as you said, was something like a hobby to distress and things. So I said, man, this is nice. And why America? Because 2 things. The first one is that once I was not a competitor, I was much more a practitioner in this thing. One of my things was to come to America and to watch the Worlds. Right. So I came for the first time and said, man, I like jiu-jitsu. And
and you went to I remember you went to ADCC to watch Lil fight in England and
we did that. It was actually my anniversary. It was like, so he said, no, let's go England. He said, well, why no? England, Scotland, and Ireland. We're gonna do a great trip
amazing
there.
place.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Look, ADCC is happening.
Exactly like that. He said, what is ADCC? I said, I don't know, but it's in Nottingham. And it's a nice city, just like Robin Hood and things like that. Let's see what happens there. Oh man, there's a tournament here, so we watch it. And then she started training jiu-jitsu. So once we went to the ADCC finals, actually was the day of the anniversary. It's kind of crazy to watch this thing in another country in the day of anniversary, but it was so good that she started training from that day, and then she's a purple belt right now. So so everything worked out in the end. But so getting back on that, so I like it America, especially California. I like it a lot when I came to visit to watch the Worlds and everything. And I started putting things together. Say how the thing goes for jiu-jitsu in Brazil, who does it, how much you need to invest, the chances of you to getting big there, and the fact that I have you guys, lots of friends that live here in California, talking to Leo, that our professor, he said, okay, you can come, we're going to help and everything. So I said, California, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't understand too. It's like, what people don't understand in Brazil, it's like, you can be successful, but it's so much harder.
Yes, it's hard.
It's like anything in Brazil, it's way harder than people don't understand it. Like, and another thing that I think the quality of life that you can have teaching jiu-jitsu in America, man, for you to be able to have that quality of life in Brazil, it's close to impossible.
I can tell you that. Let's be honest here. Can you put can you count on the hands of fingers of one hand only, just like five super successful Brazilian jiu-jitsu professors that live in Brazil, just like financially happy, super structures. Schools.
Man, no, it's kind of hard. Like you have the only names that I can think of out on top of my head is like Felipe Pena, but then it's kind of weird because Felipe Pena has like the gym is at his house, so he doesn't pay rent.
Yeah.
He's already come from a wealthy family, but I give him a crazy credit because he doesn't use the money or anything, so he does his own thing. And I don't know Draculino, but I don't know if I think Draculino's here in Texas now.
Yeah,
so like he left.
No, say Fabio Gurgel. But company there.
But the whole thing. But if you think about it, Fabio Gurgel, for the amount of years he moved to São Paulo from here, right? 1996. So it's been like 24 years that he been living in São Paulo. Now he got to the point that he has like 600 students or something like that. I have no more space or anything like that. He's like super wealthy part of São Paulo, it's like, but then still after 24 years with the name that he got and the team that he got, it's like it's one, like you said, it's one in like a million people that live out of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. You said Draculino, you said Pena, you said we said Fabio. So huge names of the sport.
Yeah.
But the regular guys, especially a guy that was a lawyer and decided to change for a different thing. Yeah. So it's going to be hard to find those kind of things. So I said, no, maybe. And then the fact that because I got from the college to the farm and I stayed there as a trainee and then an associate and everything, I never could have an international experience of living in a different country and stuff like that. So I said, okay, so do you know when all the things get together to develop a project?
Yeah.
So this was the thing. My wife on the same page with her music career, and so we can put everything together. And said, okay, now it's time. I have a son, but he's 17 years old right now. We didn't have just like little kids that we need to. No, so we said.
We can try it.
We can try it. Yeah. Everything goes wrong. We still have to.
We still can go back to Brazil. Yeah. Yes. It's like.
Yeah. So we planned. By the way, just like everything that we planned ended up in a different way. But it was good to have a plan because makes everything easier and gives you much more confidence to start trying different things.
Yeah. Because I think, and that's the whole thing. Like. You had to make a bigger transition, and like we were talking earlier, right? It's like people get confused of being success and being happy and have quality of life with materialistic thing, right? Like with possessions. It's like I have, like you said, it's like I'm a partner in a lawyer firm. I'm making this much money. I have this car. I have this. But in the end, it's like you're stressed. You have anxiety. Like you can, but bipolar, you can have depression, you can have all this, but like for image or something that you were achieving and it was your dream in the beginning, and after you got there, it was like, fuck, man, this is like whatever I built, it's actually like destroying my health, and it's like, why the hell would I keep going, And I think there's a lot of people out there that, and like we were saying in the cards, like there's people that are afraid, right, of like making or taking that risk of like, man, just. I have to freaking try it, right?
Yeah, I think when I left, when I communicate my decision and I left, two things people used to say. Two things, half, and it's really half. Half say you're crazy. What are you doing with your career and everything? And the other half used to say, I'd like to have the. What is it? Like the guts?
The balls.
The balls that you had to do that. So because lots of people struggle and don't even realize they're struggling. Yeah. And there are lots of people that struggle, but they know it. Yeah. But they don't have the balls to say, okay, you know what? Yeah. I'm out. And it took a long time for me. I was struggling, but back in the times for a while already. And it took a long time. It was a really hard decision. I need to think of lots of things, but in the end, is exactly what it said. So I was changing everything. Just like, okay, money, status, and career and everything, but the life was getting heavy. Yeah. So, that's like everything that was about drinking in the end of the weekend. It's like everything was about going to the restaurants, and I spent lots of money in food. Yeah. it's like clothes and things that you say, man, it's like I love this lifestyle right now. I work with my flip-flops. I go with the shorts and the hat and the sunglasses, and this is what I like. So one of the things that I hated most was to wear a suit. And you can say, how are you going to be a lawyer if you hate you wearing a suit? So I said, yeah, man, doesn't match. So it was hard because it was something that I already built for 20 years. But it was not hard under my heart, under the perspective that I need to get rid of this thing. And man, if you compare 20 years as a lawyer and another 3 years working full-time as a jiu-jitsu professor, no regrets at all. At all. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be tomorrow, but I can tell you that the path that we're dealing with now, everything is good.
And like you said, it's like 3 years if you think about it. You have the Temecula, you run Checkmate Temecula over here on the, you don't have your own place yet, but you go on the self-made headquarters. But still, it's like for a year and a half, and everything is going great. And it's like it's a different, I think it's a different dream to achieve. Right now you're like, you don't care so much about like, oh, I need to buy this or not. You're more like, oh, we need to have my own gym. And you want to have like, it's like what I want to say, it's more of a refresh start, right? So it's like your goals in life, it's like it like you already had all that stuff, and you see that's like, man, that fucking it does nothing for you, right? It's like,
you have time, bro. You need to understand that. Actually, we have lots of time to work on whatever you want to work, especially here in America. That you have, it's real true to think of the land of opportunity and things like that. If you do the things right, and we try to do as much as we can in the right way, if you work hard, the things come back to you. So I cannot complain. Definitely cannot complain about it. And there's another thing. The fact that, and I'm never going to say, I waste my time as a lawyer, things like that. No, it's not this. The thing is, everything serves to something. So being a lawyer and understanding a little bit, because in the end of my career as a lawyer, I was doing much more about this, like taking care of the whole farm, the whole area there. And I was not working as a lawyer, just like I was much more controlling.
Like almost like a manager of what they're working on and stuff like that. Yeah.
And these things give you a little broad vision of the time frame, the moment to move, and some things about I'm not gonna make too much money right now, but I'm gonna build my base. Okay. So I'm not gonna, at the same time, I'm not gonna spend so much money in a risky time. In order to don't lose too much. A couple months ago. So a couple months ahead. So I think that. Well, and I'm not saying that I just do great things. No, not at all. Sometimes, do you know something? As during the transition, the first year, it was hard to me because I relaxed so much, bro. So everything in my life was numbers, cases, clients, and calls, and video calls, and all these things. On the first year, when I landed here in Huntington Beach, California, I said, man,
barbecue, beer, and train.
Yeah, even that was not barbecue, beer, and train, but it's like I don't need to take care of those things anymore. So I did lots of wrong things. I put lots of wrong plans in front of me, and sometimes I was really guilty on myself, saying, how did you do so much wrong things like that? But it was not because I didn't know how to do it, because I relaxed so much that then I said, no, I need to get back on track there. And I need to use the fact that I work in the businesses for 20 years and try to apply this thing a little bit here right now. And it was, boom, super fast to bring it back. And balance it out. So, yes, now we could step a little bit higher, just like one more step and get our own spot and things like that. But do you know when it's not time yet? So you feel that you can wait a little bit more. Yeah. So
and with COVID too, it's like I understand, because it's like some people are like jumping the gun and they're like, man, the rent's so cheap right now. But in the end, it's like, man, it's like, what's up with the elections? It's like, how this shit's gonna go? It's like, it's gonna get better, or it's just gonna get like, it's like, still it's like uncertainty, right? So like. And the way I think it's like, at least for rent and leasing a place and things like that, I don't think it's gonna get if it doesn't matter who wins on the election, I don't think the rents are gonna go up anyways, because so many freaking businesses run out of business and people are broke. So I like you said, it's like, yeah, I don't think it's the time, and you already have a base, you have a good number of students that if it's like once you do that change and everything.
Yeah, I studied a little bit before, just like talking to Poncho, that is my partner here, and actually the guy that invited me to come around this area here, he said, no, it's gonna be great, but we need to start slow because this is an area with lots of gyms, lots of jiu-jitsu schools, and you don't want to come and take over. It's not like that. It's not about this and everything. Yeah. Big checkmate, the biggest one. No, don't worry about that. We're gonna go slow. We're gonna go step by step. We're gonna build it slowly, and we're having a great support from Self-Made so far. Yeah. The students, bro, just like they got together. They're seeking on us. So yeah, we're building. I can tell that we're building a new family here.
No, yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah. And what do you think it was like the transition, right? Like once you realize it's like, man, I'm done with this thing, and you guys, like you said, like you landed in America and everything, right? Like, yeah, you think it was kind of like a weird transition, like before you, like when you pack in, because I understand, like when you move to a new place, even if it's just like a new state or a new city, you always get like excited. Yeah. But then it's like a freaking tattoo, right? It's like you're all excited. Then the guy's putting the ink, making the decoy, and like, hey, yeah. Then it's like when you hear the wink, and you're like, God damn it! It's like, is that the right? All this? Yeah, and it's like, is that the right decision? Is that not the right decision? So it's like, for you, it was like, it was like, man, I'm having such a better life, because probably when you stopped in Brazil and everything, and before you make this decision, you start seeing numbers, even though you're like seeing numbers as in, how much do I need? It's like, what do I need? What do I go? And things like that. It's one thing, right? But then until you're like, packs our bag, 11 o'clock, we need to go to this airport. Yeah. Get in a freaking car, say, hey, bye. Hey, guys. It's like, was it hard?
No, I can tell you, easy. There was a 3-year process.
Okay.
3-year process.
To make the decision.
To make the decision, to make it happen.
Find it in thing and make it happen.
Yes. Because, I didn't even know about Huntington Beach before I come here for the first time. So why Huntington Beach? Right? So I started talking to everyone who moved before. Thank God I knew lots of guys that were doing this. A couple guys that helping me, talking and clarifying lots of things about the life cost and all these things. I came here 3 times before I definitely moved. So I came 14, 15, and 16. 14 and 15, I came as a tourist, as I said, to watch the worlds.
Yeah, I remember.
Las Vegas, party, casino, and everything. But still, once you visit especially different country as a tourist,
it's one thing.
Yes. Yeah. Once you come to leave, it's definitely a different thing.
Definitely.
So me and my wife decided to come in 16 too, and we said, I finished my master's. I just like a deposit my thesis in March. Yeah. We came here in May to watch the Worlds again and stay for 45 days.
Okay.
So this was a good advantage of being on the same firm for 20 years, because I said, hey, I need 45 days.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm going to be out for 45 days. Because actually I had my decision already. Okay. And I will just come to confirm everything.
But you had your decision as in, I'm going to go to America, be a jiu-jitsu professor, or like I need to, because there was probably 2 decisions in your life, right? As in, I need to change my life. This shit's fucking me over right now. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And the decision of what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Right?
This is true. I said, once we came here, we
on the 4 or 5 days, you already knew that was like, the decision was like, yeah, okay, yeah, we can come over here and I'll teach.
Because this 45 days, even that is not too much, but it's trying to get tied to the reality. Yeah. 45 days is lots of time to you to get out of your job and stay in a different country, but different things. We didn't go to Universal Studios or Las Vegas. Yeah. We went to train, to rent an apartment, to rent a car
to have the
days.
a tryout of what the life will be like.
So going grocery instead restaurants and where's the washing machine and things like that.
Yeah.
You don't get so much concern when you travel as a tourist.
Oh yeah, no.
Right?
And everything is fun.
And believe me, there's something here that is really different from Brazil. So people are, I don't know, but Brazilian people they are so, if you get in a specific condition there, they get so much spoiled with, for example, having someone to work
the
in the house
maid.
every day.
Everybody had maids, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
you don't do anything.
Yeah.
As a Brazilian, it's a shame for us because we cannot maybe change a lamp bulb here. We need help.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No,
So
yeah, definitely.
American people, they go to Home Depot and they build a
Yeah,
house.
they build everything. Yeah.
Right? Just like my car's light is I don't know, this is off for a couple of weeks right now, and I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So people here just go there and do it. So this is something that changes too. Because once I have my good life there back in Brazil, I have someone to do everything for me. Especially being a partner in a big firm. Do you think I go to the office?
Yeah, you always know someone, right?
I don't go to the post office. I don't make my calls. Someone does it for me. I don't pay my bills.
Yeah.
I have someone to pay my bills.
Yeah.
Easy, right? So just like I give them the bills, I say you need to pay these days, this day, and it's over. I don't do anything. If I need to get a lunch, people bring it to you. You don't do anything if you get a specific level there. When you move to America, and bro, we need to do everything
It's
right
you.
now. Yeah, we need to clean the bathrooms. We need to clean the house. We need to feed it. It's a one-man show.
Yeah.
Right? So this is different. And once we spend these 45 days here, was kind of we knew it already because I said we talked to lots of people and everything, but we said we're not used to this. So this needs to be a real big difference for us. So actually, this part is easy when you really want to do.
Yeah.
Just like actually, bro, it's nice. Believe what I'm saying. So nowadays, I don't feel any difference. I go there and do my things, and I like to do it because I'm doing for myself.
Yeah.
So it's good to cook your own food. It's good to wash your own clothes and make your bed. It sounds silly, you know what I'm saying, but you live in Brazil too, so you know what I'm saying. So it's totally different of the way of life that we have here.
Yeah.
So it was important to us to have these 45 days experience. And understand the country a little bit more and talk to American people because so far as tourists we just knew
Brazilians and people walking around and
so we start talking to lots of American people that welcome us a lot. So I said no, you can come, we're gonna help. And so we said, man, just like the problem is washing our own dishes. Okay, it's
fuck that.
This is
it's not even a fucking problem.
So the decision that was the hardest part of switching careers and everything was already done. So the 45 days were actually a confirmation of everything.
Yeah.
We just need to come and see if it was not only a dream. But we came and it was amazing. I could train there. And for the first time, I could train headquarters with all these big names of the team. It was just like, oh, fuck, what I'm doing here with these guys. I'm going to get hurt. But still, I was so excited that I tried to do as much as I could. And no way back, bro. So I got, but still, there was one thing. I got back to Brazil, just like the last discussion that we had here was, okay, we're going to give the firm a last chance. So we're going to get back, we're going to talk to the partners, we're going to say, hey, we need to change these, and that. So if they follow us, we can stay a little bit more and not postpone this project. But if they keep going in the same way, we're not gonna go anymore. So it was weird because I got back in Brazil on a Monday and a Sunday. I started working on a Monday, and a Tuesday, one of the main partners of the firm called me and said, "Hey, we need to talk." And then he started talking lots of shit. I said, "Okay, bro." So
it's like a sign, right? From like, hey,
So just like I was waiting for this. Thank you. So that day, I said, "No, I'm quitting." I still stayed in the firm for 5 more months, only to finish everything. Yeah. I said, no, I'm going to be fine. It's going to be fine. My project is to move next year anyway. So here to the end of the year, I'm going to help you guys to do all the transitions that we need. I still can collect a little bit more money in order to pay my bills and things like that. So, I could wait. And in the end, I still have friends there. The way that I left the office was not a bad way. No, not at all. Not at all. Just like they didn't understand. I can assure you that they didn't understand what I was doing.
Yeah, because I I think what like we're saying, like those guys are. It's like how much for those people. It's probably like how much money it's never gonna be enough.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like it kind of bothers me. Like people, it's not being like it's okay. It's like people are materialistic and we should be and everything. You know, we should be greedy to the point that's like it makes you move and get out of your comfort zone. Go do your thing. Go make some money. But man, for example, like the guy from Amazon, right? It's like, man, you have 200, almost $300 billion. It's your network. It's like, why the fuck do you want more money? It's like, there's nothing.
No.
I tell you this, there's nothing on earth that you could not buy with having 300 billion to 400 billion. I don't think there's nothing that's like, I only needed 100 billion more so I can buy this so I could be happy, right?
So
it's like you think these people are like greedy to the point is like they get blind by their ambition and things like that.
Yeah,
and you getting like the anxiety and things like that for you. You were like, man, this is.
It's definitely like that because everything is about the environment you're involved in.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't realize that, but being in jiu-jitsu world, being jiu-jitsu environment also keeps us in a specific way of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So far, we think that it's more upsides than downsides in it.
Yeah.
But still, for example, let's talk about cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
So it's something that people that don't play the sport, they think this is scary. They think for us it's just like
whatever.
Nothing changes.
Yeah.
So just like we don't even care about it anymore.
Yeah, if I didn't have it, it doesn't make a difference in my life. It's like it happened.
But talk to someone that doesn't do it, and or maybe someone that works in the law firm.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna go for your clients with the big ears like that. They don't like it. Yeah. But because it's something from outside that comes inside. So once you're inside that environment, jiu-jitsu, cauliflower ears, or anything else that you can, it's just like a silly example, but you don't even realize those things anymore. So once you put in perspective and you get back to the business world, you start spending money and you start investing in some things that if you talk to someone that is outside of that world, they're going to say, are you crazy? Just like how much you pay for shoes or for suit or for a watch. Definitely crazy on that thing, but you're so involved in that thing that you think that it's normal. You think that's
the right thing to do, right?
And once you see, and please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I was just like the richest man in the world, just like this Amazon guy. What makes it worse? Because for these guys, nothing changes. You go there, and for me, change it. So I start also realizing that. The good money that I was making, I was spending with some stuff that I didn't need.
No fucking need it. Right?
Yeah, and once I moved in, started doing jiu-jitsu, and I don't make not even 10% of the money that I used to make.
Yeah,
and those things
you don't miss it, right?
Yeah,
it's
at
even
all.
Like better quality of life. It's
so
like,
you say, oh, I think I was doing it wrong. But I think it's because we're involved in that thing. So I think you're talking about soccer or football or basketball. All the environments are going to have a specific circumstance that you're going to be involved in. And you don't see because you're part of that thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for us, it's like how people don't understand. It's like, man, why do you need to train on freaking doing this, or like why you even diet to go to competition?
How are you gonna cut 10 pounds in 1 year?
Yeah, you know, it's like why the hell you do it? And for us, it's just like, for us, it's like the smell of the gi, right? You hurt your fingers, and people are like, oh man, fuck that hurts your finger. And you'd be like, oh man, whatever. It's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
so one more day in the office.
Yeah,
and,
man, no, it's that's another reason why like I want to have you because. Man, for you to make that transition, I don't know, right? On my view, right? Like my point of view, it's this. It's like if someone that like in America, it's first of all, Americans need to understand this. It's way easier for an American on any profession that he does, whatever he does, to make a transition, to open a gym. The way the country works, you know this. The way the country works, for you to get a license, for you to open something, for you to like transport, have a business, the way people are, to paint stuff, buy little things. Man, in Brazil, it's so much fucking work that only that part's already like, holy shit, man. It's like, then you have to worry about like, well, my students are going to be safe, where they're going to park and shit like that. Over here, it's like, oh, they have parking. Okay, great. You don't worry about for us that used to live in São Paulo City, it's like, what's the chance of this person getting shot, coming to my class? It's like in America,
Well,
I
do you
doubt.
remember my case? I think you were still in Brazil when the guy tried to. Well, actually, he robbed my watch, and
You're watching it.
I tried to fight the guy, the gun, and
Yeah,
everything.
and it's like, man.
So this is it. I was going to. This is like it was lunchtime, and I went to jiu-jitsu class at night, just like, hey guys, I just like did these, and I came over a guy with a gun. And
Fucking yeah, and it's like
it's just like
but
it's not
like in Brazil, it's like
true story.
yeah, it's true story. It's like people don't understand. It's like actually, when you open a business in Brazil, you have to worry. It's like, how secure is my business gonna be? Let me see. Let me check how the sidewalk is, and it's like how the doors are gonna work. And I think it's a lot easier to people to make that transition on a country like America. Like, it doesn't matter what profession you do, but I think it's a lot easier for someone that has like, oh, I work at this firm, or I work doing this or that. It's like, do you think it's easier or you think it's harder for someone that comes from, what I want to say is this, it's like, for a lawyer, a successful lawyer, for him to let go of everything to open a gym, right? You think the transition is harder of someone that makes like, have a normal job, a normal life, to jump to jiu-jitsu? You think it's easier or harder? Because yeah, you understand, because it's like, maybe the lawyer, like, he had a lot, so it's hard for him to do that, but he has more experience. He still have it's kind of more risky, but not at the same time, because he knows if it's like you said, it's like, if it fails, I still have my diploma, and I was successful. So it's like, for me to jump back and be like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. It's gonna be like, oh, okay. Like, in like months, you're gonna get clients back, and it's like, oh shit, Eller's back. Okay, boom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. I don't know for how much time, just like for how long.
But if you stay like a year and a half in America, and you be like, man, this shit's not really working.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Maybe 3-5 years. Well, things gotta start getting harder, but. In a short time, just like I tried, it didn't work. But when I get back, nothing changes.
You think it's easier for someone that has like that kind of situation happen before in their life?
I'm thinking here, just like I'm trying to create an answer for that. But I can tell you that both things that are upsides and downsides for both of them, because I think that the risk. If you don't have too much to lose, the risk is really low, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, here in America, let's say that if you have a good credit, if you have just like, you don't need to be super entrepreneur to do something. No, you can definitely do it under a good credit if you find a good partner, just like an investor. Any super thing, as I said, super simple, and the things go. So I think that it's like I would say, not because of me, but I would say that if you're in a high position in a firm or a company or stuff like that, it would be a little bit higher. It would be a little bit harder because of the risk you will take. But thinking in the long term, just like short term is what you said.
Yeah.
But I know a couple of my students here, they are with me for 1 year and something. They had 3 or 4 different professions already. So I don't know lawyers that change it so much, but lots of guys that had small businesses and now they're working for a union and they were military. Because the thing is that the big mistake here is not that severe as a big mistake you do in Brazil. So let's say that you go for it in America, everything goes wrong, and you need to rebuild from the ground zero here. You still can do it. In Brazil, it's gonna be hard.
You're done.
It's gonna be hard. Yeah. So I think that I don't know. Sincerely, honestly, I cannot say. I cannot say what was hard.
Yeah, because you kind of made like it was 2 big changes, right? Because one, it's the country, another thing is the lifestyle, right? Yeah. But at the same time is the quality of life that you can have, like, again, right? We're talking about this, the quality of life that you can have teaching jiu-jitsu. If you get, like you said, it's like, oh, you don't make 10% where you used to make in Brazil, but you compare what the lifestyle that you have in America, for someone to have that lifestyle in Brazil, the guy will have to, Like
totally right.
have the car the quality car that you have over here, your house, the kind of house that you live in, and things like that. You know, it's like
No, for me, it's the same. Let's say that on this part, it's the same.
Yeah.
Nothing changing. It's like the quality of life that I under the material perspective.
yeah,
It's the same.
yeah.
Because the effort that you need to get a good car there in Brazil is just like 10
Fucking
times
absurd.
worse
Yeah,
than here.
fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's like a crazy thing for buy a simple car here. It's just like then it's like, oh man, it's just like a miracle that it did. So I think that it was important to me to come here to try to do what I'm doing.
Okay.
I would not take the risk of doing this there.
Yeah.
At least, look, I'm doing this for 3 years right now.
Yeah.
And I told you that I don't regret. But if I did it there,
Yeah.
I don't
It
know
won't
if
last,
my
right? Fucking-
answer will be the same. Yeah, I really don't. It's like because I know, as we said, we know lots of good guys in Brazil, but great jiu-jitsu professors.
but
and they cannot, for any reason, they cannot just like go because of lots of things that happen in Brazil and crisis all time. And so I think that, everything is about the risk you want to take and the possibility you have to get back if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
So you need to be confident in that. So this is why it took three years for me to build and draw all the adventure.
Yeah.
So since 2014 to 2016, and it was amazing because, as I said, I finished my master's course. I did my thesis. I came back from America those 45 days in July. I defended my thesis in August. I got it, and I gave it to my mom.
Here we go.
Mom,
Staple
this
it to the
is
wall.
yours. Yeah. And they said, what are you doing? You're crazy. Because everything started that back in the past. So when I was there in Brazil, when we are just like a 16 to 17 years old, we start getting concerned about what we're going to do, college and things like that. So I started training jiu-jitsu in 1994. Okay. With a guy that used to live in a small city there. His name was he's alive, super alive. His name is Peixotinho. He's one of
Carson's old school guy. Yeah.
He opened a gym there. Everything different on that time. The trainings were only twice a week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the guy was not a jiu-jitsu professor. He was he used to work for the IRS, Brazilian IRS.
Oh okay.
Yeah, and. People knew that he was a jiu-jitsu black. Oh, start teaching us. So do you know that garage thing?
Yeah.
So just like that, so he started teaching us twice a week, and then he started teaching us 3 times a week. And after 1 year and something, I passed to the college, so I need to move to São Paulo, the big city.
Oh okay.
And once I moved, 1996, man, jiu-jitsu was expensive as hell in São Paulo.
Yeah.
So I tried because I need to work the whole day and go to the college at night.
Yeah.
So I left my house at something around 6:30, and I got back 11:30 at night. So what time I'm gonna do jiu-jitsu, right? Yeah. But I found a gym just like two blocks from my house, and I said, okay, I'm gonna try on that guy. It was Jorge Pereira. In 1996, late 90s. It's not easy,
man,
bro.
no, man.
It's just like so it was not possible to have this kind of life of working every day and studying at night and still do jiu-jitsu in the lunchtime. It was kind of crazy thing. I tried for 3 days. Just like and I saw that I could not follow the pace.
Yeah.
And once I realized how much I would pay, so just to you to understand, and this is crazy. The amount that I used to pay for my college, let's say that was 100.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu was 130. So man, I need to choose.
But the whole thing too is like what people don't understand is that what we have to let know is jiu-jitsu in São Paulo at the 90s or like the middle of the 90s that became popular. It was still like so many little gyms that you could fucking choose. So they could have that like it was so like special to freaking be able to train with someone that's like. That's why probably it was so expensive, right?
Yeah, it was. It was super hard to find people, especially because jiu-jitsu came from Rio. So you just could find people that moved from here to there. Otherwise, just like it was hard to find. You know that. Yeah. So I quit for 6 years. So during the whole college time, I didn't put my gi on. Yeah. And then once I graduated, I said, okay, now I'm ready to come back. I made a little bit money, so I said I can spend some money in jiu-jitsu here. And then I found Leo. Just like I started in one of affiliate gyms with Sharpay. Remember Sharpay?
Yeah.
And but it was just like a couple months, just like maybe 2 or 3 months, and then Sharpay moved to that gym on the cemetery there, the body one.
Yeah.
So in Villa Madalena. So I went there, and then I stayed
Still
forever
there.
there. Yeah, but why I'm telling everything like that? Because once I joined Jiu-Jitsu with Peixotinho in 1994, and I was in my 16 to 17 years old, I said, man, I'm gonna go to the PE, right?
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm gonna be a jiu-jitsu fighter. I'm gonna be a jiu-jitsu professor. I'm gonna do PE, and everything's fine. And then, Dad, I'm gonna do PE. And then he said, all right, who's gonna pay your bills? And I said, what are you talking about? No, you're not gonna even get money to have your lunch and things like that. Everything super wrong. But man, we were kids. It's like 16 to 17 years old, 17 to 18, trying to decide your fucking whole life. So I went to this law thing, and he said, "Yeah, you need to find a job." Just like in the first semester of the college, I found it, and I started working like crazy. And then I said, "Will you get involved in that?"
Yeah.
And boom, 20 years you to get off.
Becomes a lifestyle, huh?
Yeah. So, so I think that this passion for the sports. I used to swim as a kid, so the passion for the sports were with me since ever. Yeah. But I have just like a pause of 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So as a profession.
Yeah.
It's like because I used when I got back with Leo, it was 2002. So since there, I didn't stop. I just stopped once that I have a damn ACL surgery. But from all this time going on and off, just like but not more than 20, 30 days off.
Yeah.
So it was something that I already want to do it. Mm-hmm. And I have a super change in my life that brought me to the law.
To the law thing,
Yeah. So once I came back,
and once you became the lawyer and you're the firm and everything, it's just like now it's too late. You know, it's like you invested all your life on that.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I used to be as all my friends used to do. Yeah. So all my friends that train jiu-jitsu with me. And you know those guys, Fabricio, Caio, all these guys, they are lawyers, they are, I don't know, just like a sellers. They are.
Yeah, they have their own business. Yeah.
Nobody's a jiu-jitsu professional. And I told you that one story one time. I said, hey guys, I think I want to start to compete. I go there. Do you think that someone goes there to support you and things like that? It's not like here that kids compete. You go to the courts and lots of families and parents. No, it's just the fighters, couple friends.
Yeah, because if
it's
you're
like a crazy
yeah,
thing,
because people need to understand, like, if you're not playing soccer in Brazil, you're just a bump that's trying to do a crazy sport. You know, until you make it, it's like whatever. You're doing this, it's like ugh.
No, what?
Over here, it's like anything you do, it's like I'm gonna be a professional pizza eater. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna good luck. You know, people are like, oh, okay, yeah. But I know that's a lot of the culture in America too, I think. And that's what I think it's weird that I don't know. I can't say it's like there's a few people that I know that changed their lifestyle, but like the only person that I can from the top of my head is Jeff Donner from JD from Hawaii, right? Mm-hmm. What happened is he used to work at WSL, and at the time, the surf, and he used to be the image director, so he used to travel a lot and do all that stuff. And when he was between the traveling, he would have time. Then he would teach jiu-jitsu and run Sunset Beach, BJJ, and he used to go to like Brazil. I met him like way before I go to Hawaii, like 2000s. Like he would go to Brazil and be like training with Leo and everything. And then he made it the decision because he actually like they fired a bunch of people because it was cheaper for them to like renew. You understand? Like it was cheaper for them to like fire everybody and let's sign all those people that are already working as way cheaper payment, because in the end, even if you pay to not renew the contract, well, the whole thing is not even fired. It's just like they had this thing. It was like a year contract, right? So they didn't have to fire anyone. They just did like, oh, we're not going to renew your contract, because then it's like once they sign the other person, they're like, for half of this guy, fuck it,
They
you
gotta
know,
do the same thing.
even though
Yeah.
even though it's like, and now it fucking
Rule of life.
my opinion, not just because I'm friends with the guy, but the fucking directors on the fucking image over there kind of sucks. But it got way worse because they don't have the 20 years experience that this guy does. Then he went and he was like, hey, I have jiu-jitsu. So like he started teaching jiu-jitsu. Then he has like, now he opened a little bit of a small gym just for kids at his house to have more time to teach jiu-jitsu, you know. So man, he's making way less money. But again, like with you, I think he's happier
Oh yeah.
than, you know, than he was freaking traveling and all that stuff. Even though it's like, you can be not super sad to being like, well, you're gonna have to be in Tahiti for 15 days. You know, it's like have to be in Australia now by the beach for another 20. But I understand after you're doing a couple of years, it's like you're not there just to have fun, but you have to like wake up early and do all that stuff. But he's one person that I know that was like, man, it's like, yeah, jiu-jitsu, yeah. And he, at least he's happier now, you know. He's like doing, he likes it. I think he enjoys it a lot to be a jiu-jitsu teacher and a professor, you know, and not have another like profession or like another opportunity like anything else.
Got you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that because, well, just like the first, I don't know anyone that did exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I know some guys that share time. So, for example, the last
Like in America.
no, in Brazil.
Okay.
In America, well, in America, just like you know, dojo guys, Leo's partners are in the
Yeah.
dojo, so they used to be lawyers too, but now they have different businesses. They work with different
Yeah,
stuff.
they do like 5 different they run 5 different things at the same time.
work
But they're
lots of-
everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, but they are just like guys that, yeah, as you said, just like entrepreneur guys, just like keep doing, and they got an opportunity to build a jiu-jitsu gym, boom.
Yeah.
But they are not the professors. They don't run the school as professors. They run it as
The business.
the administrative part of it. So, but I think that, damn, maybe. There was another guy that came before me. He used to be checkmat, but now he's AOJ. But I thought that he tried jiu-jitsu and then he came back to whatever he does. Gustavo.
Cara.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went back to Brazil?
No, he went
here?
back to different area.
Okay.
I know that he tried to work with jiu-jitsu, but he said, no, it's not gonna be easy like that. So he started doing whatever, just like a different job. And I'm trying to think a couple guys here, but not too many.
Not too many, yeah.
Yeah, probably I'm forgetting someone that I'm not the only one, but they're back in Brazil. I know that people, as I said, they share. So the guys,
Yeah, I think in America they kind of there's a few people that share, and I think because
got as a policeman and also
they like have a gym and have some people teach for him and stuff like that.
Yeah. You can find these things here.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
Do you think they don't make the transition because they're scared, or because they think it's just they don't? No, because of course, like what people need to understand too, it's like the working hours in Brazil related to America, it's completely different. You know, it's like a normal person that works in, for example, in a construction in Brazil, right?
It's crazy.
Like from 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock at night, then it takes like 2 hours because of traffic to him to get home. So for like from 5 o'clock in the morning that he left until 8 o'clock in the night, he's like doing something.
Exactly.
Like you said, it's like you're a lawyer, but you're probably like leave home 6 o'clock, 7, whatever, get to work, come back, do this and that, and like it's not.
It's just to put jiu-jitsu in the talking. The prime time of São Paulo training jiu-jitsu is not at night, is 8:30.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you need to leave the farm or I don't know what, and still get the traffic, and I can make it there. 8:30 here, just like
no one will show up.
No one's gonna show up.
Yeah, I remember like when I used to teach with Leo on the Itaim the gym, it was like the beginners classes started at 7.
Yeah,
it was like 7 to 8 and 8:30 to like 8:30.
Leandro, Leo's brother.
Yeah,
he uses back there in time. I don't know exactly, but it was they opened a gym right by the college there.
Yeah, but they have one that was like 11 o'clock or something like that,
11
right?
to 1, 11 to midnight or stuff like that. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So
It was
people
like,
people left the gym, the college, and go straight to the gym to train and get home at 1 a.m. This is something that they don't have it
they
here
don't have
at
it
all.
here.
Yeah, I never heard about
But I
it.
understand because, but wait, I'm glad they don't have it because it's like they can work less and have a better quality of life. You know,
I know that here in Temecula, I don't know if they still have it, but there's a gym here that they open an hour to military people that get really early in the jobs, just like a 5 to 6. Actually, they get 6:30, so they train at 4:30 a.m.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, but
I'll never teach that class.
Yeah, this is the only time that I heard about it, and I don't know how the class is going. If it's growing, it's not growing, but I heard that they have it. So this is weird for me. I never heard about someone training at
Earlier,
4:30.
no, yeah.
But in Brazil, it's never gonna happen. The earlier classes that we have there usually are 7 a.m.
Yeah.
But they go like 9.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know, it's like because I was wondering, is like I think because if we would think about it, right? It's like such an easy place or country for you, like you said, it's like for you to try, risk yourself with the business. If something goes wrong, I can have like alternative job or something like that. You know, and an alternative job, as I'm saying, it's like, for example, you could be like a cop, don't need to do the extra hours. You still can run the gym on you know, schedule and stuff like that. Or if you're being like a bartender or like a waitress at somewhere or someplace like this, or like have a job that's from like you're over on your job at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, your first class at 6. So you still can run like 2 classes, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and you still can have your gym or like have one class in the morning and things like that. So I don't know if people, it's just easy to be able to manage like 2 works or like a job and the gym at the same time. That's why I don't think people make the commitment of I'm gonna open a gym, or they're kind of scared of like, man, I'm not a professional jiu-jitsu fighter, because they have the culture in the sport, so they don't see me like, if I was never a professional,
I
cannot be teaching, you know? Because I understand people, yeah, but at the same time, man, there's a lot of people that were not professional. They're like you. It's like you're a good teacher. So it's not that you're like, there's people that compete that I see in the class that they're horrible.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like
It's hard because the sports industry, sometimes it requires, I don't know who said that, but it requires that in order to be a good coach, you need to be a good competitor.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Well, actually, it doesn't make sense on any sport.
No,
right? Because if you think about it, it's like of course, there's always like a handful of people on the sport that was like, this guy was amazing. For example, like John Smith, that's like the wrestling coach for the Oklahoma State. He was like twice Olympic champion, 4-time world champion. But then it's like, it was him. But then if you see a lot of the other guys, it was him, Dan Gable, and there's the guy from Penn State now, Cal Sanderson, right? Everybody else, it was like, oh, the guy was good, he was this or he was that, but they became coaches. You know, even NBA, it's like, you don't see Michael Jordan for to be a coach. You know, Magic Johnson. Yeah. You don't see those guys like Larry Bird. They're not like, oh, I'm going to be a coach. And they're like, no. You know, it's like, so it's like, in jiu-jitsu is the same thing. It's like,
because this is what I'm saying. So just like if you want to take this thing to the next level about, no, you only can be a coach if you were a great competitor in your life. Okay, so we're going to have 10 coaches. Maybe, because what is being the great competitor? You need to win the Olympics. You need to win worlds 13 times, just like so let's get Bishisha as an example. Just like he's the best ever, just like accolades and everything, but he needs to teach. Just like, understand the hate. Just like, don't get me wrong, but that he's
no. He has no will to teach a class.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
It's like he doesn't want to like
seminars,
have a gym. Like, but I tell you this because it's like I've been to a lot of seminars with him like from the beginning. So it's like, I don't know, just like traveling, going to Hawaii and that stuff. It's like on his side. And for the past 3 years, his seminars changed a lot.
Yeah.
I think he realized like how he needed to teach, and he was like, oh, okay,
I can do it. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is how you teach. It's better. Okay. And people that been to his seminar, like like a good friend of mine, Kai from Hawaii, he was like, Bushisha, we're doing the seminar for Ruka over there in Hawaii. And Bushisha started teaching a position, and Kai was like watching and like beside me, and he was like, wow. He kind of learned how to teach, huh? And I was like, yeah, he changed, right? He was like, yeah. Man, way better. Because before he was kind of like everywhere. And another subject I want to jump in, right? It's like, because us as a competitor, sometimes we see things that's so obvious that we forget to express or tell or let people know. And even teaching, like you get frustrated and you be like, come on, man. It's like, what the hell? And you don't see that the position's not working. Not because maybe the guy is doing something wrong that's so obvious to you that you don't see it.
Yep.
Right? So like maybe being the best competitor, it doesn't mean you're going to be the greatest coach ever.
I think that definitely there's not a rule for that. So well, our professor was a great competitor.
Yeah,
right.
But again, that's him, and there's like, of course, jiu-jitsu. There's more examples than other sports, because the guy that made himself a competitor in the 90s and 2000s, man, it's like you're gonna end up, you're gonna end up being a freaking coach,
Yeah.
But still, there's a lot of guys that are not famous to being great coaches and having a lot of students. They're freaking up, like, they're like, they have their schools, but it's not like they're making world champions and shit like that.
This is why I get in. Once I realized this jiu-jitsu thing, I started, and always trying to compare with my law career. Once I realized that jiu-jitsu changed people's lives.
Yeah.
Right? Fast. Fast. Because it's like as I said, my school here, 1 year and a half here in America, and you can imagine how many students we have that they, in 1 year or something, they have a completely different life that they used to have before. And maybe of all my students, I think that 5 or 6 compete so far. So it's maybe, I don't know, 3%. You know the 3% rule, all the things. The competitors are just like a 3% of the jiu-jitsu world practitioners. 5% maybe here in America. But the big part of everyone that is there, they're trying something different, right? And in this case, you don't need to put them to just like you don't need to put in their head just like you must compete. No, something that you're gonna find here is a different life, and we can definitely sell that. Yeah. So if you wanna, I'm saying sell in a good way. So just like yes, you wanna compete, okay, you have something for you.
If you don't, it's okay.
But if you don't, no problem at all. You want to lose weight, you want to get more confident, you want a friendship, you want a different culture, you want a different lifestyle, come, because jiu-jitsu can give you all these things for you. Yeah. And this is great, bro, because you definitely can help someone to get a different life.
No, yeah.
I'm totally serious. This is one of the great things.
Even like stress relief, like you said, it's like your doctor was like, yeah, man, keep going.
That shit.
It's like, it's your freaking stress relief. And I know that, and the first time that I actually got to like realize that kind of stuff, right, was because the gym that Leo used to teach during the day, I used to teach at night. It was like Manhattan, kind of Wall Street kind of situation over there, right? So it was like my students at night was like bankers or like guys that work or like CEOs from firms and stuff like that, or like guys that work at the firm. Man, there were guys that would come. And they'll be like, hey, what's up, professor? And I'm like, hey, I need to leave. And I was like, man, where the hell are you going to do? You need to go home? He's like, nah, man, I need to go back to work.
Yeah.
And there was this one kid that he would come and he would work. And he was like, hey, what's up, guys? And he'd be like, oh, hey, man. And I was like, oh, you're not going to work today? And he's like, no, man, yeah, after this. Because he worked at this bank that had relations with like Japan or something like that.
Yeah, I heard about it lots of time.
Yeah, then he had to like, it was like his first, like, it was like his morning training kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know? And you see like that. Yeah, you can see that those are the kind of guys that's like, man, they're never gonna compete.
Yeah.
You know? But I think we still carry a lot of at least the Brazilians, where it's like we carry a lot of you do jiu-jitsu, you're gonna compete.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then we ended up
it is what it is. You know? Yeah. And even on the teaching, and that's one of the subjects I want to talk to you, it's like because of you came from another profession. And do you have when you start teaching and you're seeing like how you schedule your things and things like that, because it's what I want to ask. It's pretty much this: like when you're in a toxic relationship, right? Everybody from outside can be like, "Holy shit, man! You need to stop dating this person,"
but you
right?
don't see.
But you're like, "What the hell you're talking about?
Yeah.
We're great."
Yeah.
Right? And maybe someone that's like not being like raised or taught from day one, like for me, right? From when I was a white belt, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be a fighter. When I was when I barely got my blue belt, I was like, okay, I found a way to find a gym, and I went to train with Terere in São Paulo. I was like, okay, so I moved town to live on to live on my dad's freaking on the little mattress on my dad's freaking small apartment on his living room, so I could ride the bus 2 hours to go train because I was like, I'm gonna be a fighter. So I was lucky, I think, because I stuck to Leo, so he put me on that kind of like, I saw that public when I was like purple belt, helping him with the privates and the brown belt and stuff like that. So I kind of see like, okay, but I can see a lot of guys, they're like, they never done the night class, pretty much what I want to say in Brazil. So everybody only see the competitions class. So on their head, everybody's a competitor, right?
Yeah.
So I think that made it easy for you to like,
Definitely.
to be like, let's turn it down.
Yeah.
And these people are here to break a sweat, lose some weight, and stress relief. And it's like, I need to change the way I teach, right?
Definitely. I think that it's I told you that I'm here for 2 years, and I have my gym for 1 year and a half. So the other 1 year and a half, well, once I never I didn't used to teach jiu-jitsu there back in Brazil, just cover some classes and things like that, but never in a full-time schedule or things like that. So the first year and a half, I came and I talked to Leo, said, hey, what you did in your purple and in brown, I did it in my black with Leo. I said, hey,
Yeah.
what do you have for me?
Yeah.
Shoot it, because I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna learn it, and I'm gonna understand. Then I'm gonna go to my own business, because if I started my own business just like when I got here, it would be crazy thing, because he was not on my how can I say that, just like on my DNA, just
It's not like,
it was not me. So I was ready to be a fighter, but wasn't 100% an amateur fighter. So it was only the heart, but not the conditions. So Leo gave me great opportunity in the schools that he used to run. Other friends, just like João and the dojo, and the boom, 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 start teaching 5-6 classes a day. And hey, Leo, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So putting this together to the experience of being that guy from the night class for life.
Yeah.
So he said, we need to understand, as a professor, you need to definitely understand the difference between the guy who trains in the morning, who trains at night, right? Just like to use this expression. Because here in America, it's totally different. Guys train at night, train in the morning, train twice.
Yeah, they're still,
Yeah. But competition training must be different from the regular training of the gym.
Yeah.
Sometimes competition training is not even a training. It's not even, you go there and you roll and you just like sharpen your skills. And but it was easy for me. It was definitely easy for me, because I can tell you that I was that guy. I just every time that I went to I used to sometimes to go to the competition training that back in São Paulo was damn day for me. Because I need to work in the morning. I left the work. I went to that train super fast, just like shower, get back. And I was mashed every time, because everyone there was ready. We're ready to
just doing that.
Yeah, no, man, I learned a lot, but at the same time, just like I said, whoa, it's hard. It's different. It's different conditions. So when these guys from the competition team used to go at night to do the double round with us there, and they still train hard on us, now I know. Now, after all this time, I know it's just like a training with Leo. I don't know, you guys, it's like a night, and I could score a point, and you guys pass one guard and say, hey, bro, I did a good job. Actually, you were dying from the competition training in the morning, and then you were there just like trying to find, I don't know, just like develop different skills. And this is what I do now. So I say, oh, okay, it's different. I cannot treat my competitors the same way that I treat not even the way you teach, not even the way you push them. So, and this is a fine line to you to develop, just like, because at the same time, the guys who go not competitors, they still want it.
Yeah,
they
want
to have
they
it.
want to grind like a
Yes.
competitor, but they just don't want to compete.
Yeah.
They don't want to compete.
Yeah,
Right.
and you need to learn how to respect that and how to
Yeah.
to split the both realities.
the
so,
both, yeah.
but I think these for me was I think it was the easiest part.
Okay.
Definitely the easiest part because
But I think it's my opinion. I think it's maybe it's easier to learn how to be a competitor than the competitor let go of the competitor's like mindset to be a teacher or like or like put switch sides. You know, because for the competitor, he always want to be a competitor, so he always going to be like, so he thinks everybody's thinking the same way he is, right? Because it's like,
no, and there's some stuff too. I don't know if you're gonna agree with me,
Yeah.
but this is something that I just realize sometimes, especially in the Masters division.
Yeah.
Because then I need to, right? Just like compete. That's crazy. These 3 years that I'm here, but I start realizing that there are specific for competitions. There's a thing called game plan
yeah,
that works a lot in competitions.
yeah,
So there are some guys that they do
that's the only thing they do.
half guard
Okay.
since the blue belt, and they have 10 years as a black belt.
fucking
right
same
now.
position.
So if you get caught in that position, they're gonna win the fight. So do something to don't get caught in that thing. Develop something that you have, and try to do the same. And these guys, once they're competitors, they're not professors. They get so narrow on those things that you cannot evaluate how much jiu-jitsu those guys can spread to the world. You know,
Yeah.
But if you get in that half guard or that I don't know, spider guard,
Yeah,
things
whatever
like that,
their
so-
specialty or like what they do best.
and one other thing is there are so high level competitors nowadays. I think it's a little bit different, but a little bit behind. You go there and say, "Hey, how did you do that?" The guy say, "I don't know. I just go and do it."
Yeah,
Hey, they don't know.
that
They
happens.
definitely can do it really well, but they cannot explain exactly. Put a hand here, put a hand there.
because they didn't care
test it.
to learn specifically what they're doing. They just care about I need to sweep the guy. And,
Exactly. And but if the guy blocks your hand here, no, I go whatever. Just
I don't know, man. It's
I
like
go.
well,
And it works.
Yeah,
And it works. So it's different. Being a competitor is it's a crazy world. Just like as an advice, something that I would, if I could get back in time,
yeah,
and if I could have been a competitor in my youngest ages, just like 20s or stuff like that, I would say, bro, if you're getting close to your 28, 20 to 30s or stuff like that, start working a transition from a competitor to a professor. If you want to go in this area, right? But if you want to have your own gym or stuff like that, start working the transition because everything changes. Everything changes. That thing that you need to go hard, sweat, blood, and tears and everything. No, when you see your student that is overweight, he's coming to have a better life.
when he
You're
does
not gonna
half
do
a
that with
position,
him.
no, when he does half a position, you'll be like, yeah, man, way to go.
Exactly.
Instead of a coach, you need to be a cheerleader, pretty much. Like it's
Yeah.
like
So you need to understand as a professor. You need to understand you're gonna have 20 guys in the class.
Yeah.
If you look all of them, everyone has a different story and a different difficulty and a different skill
different reason to be doing
and a
jiu-jitsu.
different reason to be there.
Yeah.
So you never can. And it works with graduation. It works with lots of different things. I know that there are minimum things that you need to follow and things like that. And I try to be old school in this too.
Yeah.
But
There's a fine line too, right? So you can't be like back in the day in Brazil. It's like,
crazy.
and it's weird. And I think one of the biggest differences is like, it doesn't matter if you're a competitor or you're a night class and everything. You already knew the behavior and everything that the people how it was. You know, over here, if you don't tell them specifically what they need to do,
it's different.
it's
One thing that is amazing here. Well, I got my black belt in 2011. I think that until that day, for me, armbar was armbar. A sweep was a sweep. Mount was a mount. And a takedown was maybe takedowns were different because of judo.
Yeah.
So how I go, she this and that. But here in America, they have names for everything. So just like if you get the wrist or here is an armbar different that this one, that this one, that this one. And this is the way that they like to learn. So you need to adapt yourself to know that too.
to the learning.
Yeah. So being a professor, there's lots of things involved.
You think that that process of you making that transition, it helped that you had a different profession, that because then you're like, okay, it's like. I don't want to say open. I don't know if the word open-minded it's the correct word. Yeah, but I think it's kind of like that, right? It's like because you deal with things and you're like, you're a lawyer, so you have to be like specific rules and everything, but at the same time you have to be like specific. Like for example, you have to find a law or something that's like you have to read everything. So it's like
the loopholes,
the loopholes of everything. So it's like. You think that kind of mentality for you to be like,
definitely.
You use that kind of skills that you had to, and you have to like.
Most likely the fact that I was a law professor too. So I'm a teacher. Yeah. So this thing I think helped more than everything, because I think that the first thing of being a professor is about communication.
Okay.
So that too. Lots of great competitors or fighters or students, I don't know, but you ask them to teach a class and they cannot speak. They can't even talk.
No.
So the way that they communicate to student, they don't pass the message.
Okay.
Right. So this is hard because you can be. Let's say that the guy doesn't speak English, so you need to come to America and start teaching a position that he shows. Jiu-Jitsu helps because you can point and everything, but imagine you run a gym like that. It's impossible in the long term, right? So communication, I think that helps a lot. And the fact that I used to be a teacher there, I learned a lot how to communicate. So, because I used to teach, for example, lots of different under lots of different perspectives. So I used to teach college people. I used to teach just like graduated people. I used to teach professionals from companies that go to try to understand a new issue and things like that. So all these things have a different language. So I cannot teach the same way to professionals, to college guys.
Different language and inside those different. Like they're like the college needs to be a little bit more simple. The guys from the law firm, it's like the competitors of jiu-jitsu, right? They already know everything. So
you can cut everything.
Then you'd be like, hey, this is what you're looking for. Exactly. You know this loop? There's one like that. You know
exactly.
But even inside that, because you need to really explain that kind of stuff, and it's really serious shit, and it's like,
and then you start learning how to organize things,
But inside those groups, do you realize that's like it's like jiu-jitsu? There's people that like you need to show the position 300 times, and there's people that you explain and you show it once, and they're like, because there's different learning skills, right? There's people that are visual. There's people that if they write it down, if there's people that they need to like do repetition. So you think that because you're, like you said, you're like a professor, so you saw that like, oh man, you have to do this. Hey, write it down, or like you saw that and you just made the natural transition to.
Yeah. So one thing that I definitely used to do in my law classes was trying to explain the whole process of the thing that I was trying to prove. The point that I was trying to prove. So definitely the way that I used to say, like you said. Law firm guys, college guys, just like professional ones on different areas. So everything has a different way to do it, but in the end, the message was the same, right? So I think that this is the thing. In one class, you're gonna have 100 different kind of guys there. So the way I do it, the way I like to do it is first split the classes between beginners and all levels. Even that you're gonna accept all of them in the classes. But the way I teach for the beginners class, fundamentals class is different. The way that I teach for advanced class is different. You see the competition class that we did today. Okay, so I go, boom, it's over. The other one, no, you talk more, you explain. The warm-up for one is different than the warm-up for the other. So, and one thing that I try to do in my gym that I think it's a good thing is try to use random ways to teach. So, and then I think that I believe that I can explore the different qualities for everyone. So there are some days that I push it damn hard. There are the other days that you go slow and you explain a little bit more. So it's like you try to be random. And with these, you try to to bring people together in their different senses, the way that they sense the thing. So
Like every
this definitely comes from the law time.
The law time. Okay. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people out there that can if they make the transition, they could, man. One of the biggest example that we have nowadays, right? Like Dan Hart or whatever the name of that guy is. Like, man, yeah, he's like Robert Drysdale, you know, got in an argument with Gordon, and he was like, "Oh, let me and your teacher compete," and he was like, "Oh, he doesn't compete anymore." But I think he did like a few MMA fights, but
has a serious hip injury. If I'm
but he has like a bunch of injuries and everything. But if you think about it, he was not like, he's old school. But man, in America, you can't be old school.
Yeah, you need to adapt.
Because America, you know, jiu-jitsu is not that, you know, it's not that old. There's not that many competitions. There were not pretty much no competitions. So this is like, maybe he did like 7 jiu-jitsu fights. What a blue belt does today in the fucking Pan Ams with his lightweight, you know?
Yep.
But because he's a psychology doctor degree or everything like that, and I think because he was always like a professor, and he always has that pace, and he talks like this,
exactly,
and he pretty much teaches every single position like it was your first day out, like inside the gym. Like, you know, it's like you're like a walk-in with you could be the Boucher. If you explain the position, for example, for Boucher or someone, it's like he sees Boucher as a white belt, fucking using his belt like up to his chest and being like oversized gi. That's like, and he talks to the person like everybody's like that. You understand? And I think that style, it's not that he created a style where he saw Hanzo or anyone teaching like that. I think that was a natural thing for him. Exactly because he wasn't doing jiu-jitsu as a profession and he didn't have his own gym or anything like that. You know, because he doesn't have his own gym.
No, right? Yeah,
still today, he was always at Hanzo and sitting in the corner, and he started teaching some guys and stuff like that. You understand? So I think it's like, I think he's an example of like, it doesn't matter how much you compete it. If you like, maybe the style what you have on your head and like, what kind, yeah, you know, it's like,
my point is that if you were a great competitor and you still can be a good professor, you're gonna be the real deal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you live the both sides of the coin. Yeah. You're legit. Yeah. And
but it doesn't make you it doesn't make it a great teacher.
No, it doesn't. But this is what I'm saying. It's not a rule. If you were a great athlete, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a great professor. But if you find the guy that was a great athlete and still can be a good professor, man, this is someone that you need to follow.
Yeah.
Because the guy has all the experience that you need to learn from him.
Yeah.
So this is what makes Leo's and Fabio's and all these guys that are 5 or 6 guys in the world that does that, right? Let's put it like that. Maybe just like more than that for sure. But once we say 5 or 6 guys, we're trying to say that.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, like it's pretty much 5, 6 guys, because it's like it's the top 5 guys that are in the game, like run the teams, right? Like
exactly.
André Galvão, like he was still competing.
André, for example, so he's a he won everything, and he's still a good professor because he's building a great team. So this is what I'm saying. What happens in that case? World champion team, just like, because you can't. It
makes
together.
A great team. Yeah.
Exactly, but. How many Andres we have, how many Leos we have, how many Fabios we have. It's just like and you have on the Jiu-Jitsu, life-changing for people, you have space for thousands and thousands guys. Yeah. So I think that if you develop yourself, if you study the thing, if you try and if you be humble and start trying to listen. Because look, I came from Brazil to try this Jiu-Jitsu thing, and look who are here when I got. So just like you, Boucher, Lucas, João, man, it's like a Poncho. I'm gonna compete with these guys, right? Just like understand compete. I'm not gonna compete against them, but I don't have I don't know, just like a 5% of the what these guys did for jiu-jitsu, and now I'm gonna start trying to do what these guys did. Just like a, it doesn't sound legit, but it's totally different from that. So just like it was a big concern.
Yeah.
But once I start coming and checking out and seeing what those guys were teaching and the way they were teaching and learning from them and being humble enough to say it's not time yet. I still need to wait a little bit more. I still need to move a little bit more. And still now, just like it's just like a part of the process. You need to learn. You need to learn. So those guys, talking about them and all the others that we have, they maybe are a couple steps ahead. But it doesn't mean that I cannot walk.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I decided to go. Having Poncho as a partner here in Temecula, that is a guy that is in America for, I don't know, a decade already. He helps a lot because everything that I'm struggling with, he already passed.
He already went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if you think about it, all those guys, even myself, like we did the same process. You understand?
exactly.
It's like we all became teachers.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like I think like Lucas, he used to teach some class in Brazil, but man, his gym in Barra Funda was just a bunch of crazy people that want to fucking compete that will train at night.
Yeah.
You understand? And when he got here, he needed to teach. Poncho, the same thing. He was like, he had teaching in Brazil, but he was teaching like 2 classes, 3 classes, but he was more worried about like, let me compete.
Yes.
He wanted to freaking compete. Myself, the same thing. It's like I was in Brazil and I was walking around Leo, but still, I was worried about freaking doing my thing. And I was lucky because I was like, oh, okay. I liked the process of the teaching, right, and the learning.
Yeah.
But still, it's like even Bushesh, like he's not worried about opening the gym. He doesn't want to make the transition to be a teacher.
Yeah. So the thing I think is that just like every time, and this is wrong. You need to be humble.
Yeah.
Definitely need to be humble, but at the same time, you need to understand that you cannot compare yourselves to people that are hyper extraordinary in something. Yeah. So, man, if you need to be, as you said, Michael Jordan, you're never gonna play basketball, right? So, and the thing is, I still can not be Michael Jordan and do a good thing. So, once you realize that and you put in the work, because this is the hardest part. There's a barrier that you need to. Okay, I need to go and face that. Yeah, and just like there was a day that I was teaching at headquarters there, and the lineup was just like a Buchecha, Thiago, all these guys. And I said, "What I'm doing here, lining up these guys, or just like line these guys up." But I joke with the fact. So I don't know what I'm doing here, but guys, thank you. It was a great class, and I was super happy in doing that because I knew that if I could break that barrier, just like okay, now I can walk, I can try it.
Yeah,
and you go, you do good, you don't do good, you learn, you do things. I did things that I never would do again, just like 3 years. There's no magic formula, bro. I think that for me, for example, there are plans, there are programs that you can develop and everything, but everything changes when you go there. Well, you step your feet in the mat, and the way one day you're gonna teach white belts, the other day is gonna be a little bit advanced class, and the other day you're gonna get in the mats, and these guys are gonna be there. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
you're gonna show an armbar or stuff like that? No, So just like you need to. Oh man, it's like and then you start developing yourself, and then you create a good professor there because you can take care of people. Professor actually, sensei, right? Yeah. So in the martial art thing, the sensei is the guy that puts a light on your way. Yeah. Right. So it takes care of you, takes care of your path. So if you can take care of someone's path, it means that you're being a professor. Yeah. And how much more you study that thing, how much more you develop, you invest time in it. Yeah. It's gonna work.
No, yeah, definitely.
It's definitely gonna work.
And like you said, it's like it doesn't matter if you like. I think too that people get concerned. It's like you said it too before. It was like the people compare themselves to like, oh shit, this person, that person. And man, sometimes even I think copying styles, right? There's people like, nah, man, I'm going to run this program because I saw this guy teaching like this. But then it's like, you don't know. Maybe his communication, it's better. Yeah. Maybe his knowledge is better. Or maybe he's really good and he does that kind of style because he doesn't have the knowledge that person B has, or that you have, or someone has, and it's like, so he does that because maybe he's limited, so he needs to compensate, or you don't know. So like you said, it's like, man, the best way to learn how to be a professor or a sensei is just being one,
Yes.
and I think even with time you ended up changing styles, and you see like, no, I saw that when I do this kind of teaching, it's better.
Yeah,
Or
you,
like
you
I
get
kinda,
the knowledge.
Yeah.
You get the first thing, knowledge, right? You need to understand at least what you're doing there.
Yeah.
So it's mandatory. You need to know what you're talking about. Even that you're not the best in the world, but that chapter, you need to understand what you're talking about. You cannot just like cheat people, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is communication. So you need to pass to send the message, and people need to get it, because it doesn't matter if you're a multi-champion, but if you don't pass the message,
Yeah, they're not gonna get it.
nothing changes. And the third thing, I think it's recycle yourself all time. So I believe that now, so if you get back to Brazil in 2010, you're not going to teach the same class that you used to teach there 10 years ago.
Definitely not. Yeah. No.
Right? You can still get some stuff that you learn from
Yeah.
that time, and sometimes put it on right here, but the concepts change. Do you remember when we started jiu-jitsu, all the gyms used to have a warm-ups of 45 minutes? So it's like
Fuck, it was the same shit over and over again.
yeah, and now you don't
was
have
like-
it anymore.
yeah.
So, man, this is evolution in the sport. So everything evolves. The sport itself, you as a professor, you as a fighter,
Yeah.
right? So I can tell you that even that I didn't achieve lots of great goals as a competitor yet. Man, the way that I used to compete when I started this thing and the way that I do it right now is completely different. Completely different. So, okay, I'm not a world champion yet, but I'm a super champion if I compare myself today with I was.
You'll kill Elio from the beginning.
Oh yeah, definitely. Elio from the beginning would not even move. So it's just like this is great. This is great already. But I still have goals. Yes, I want to do it.
But
I want to try
but in the end, in
this is a
martial
part
arts,
of the thing.
evolution is what freaking matters,
Yeah,
right? It's
exactly.
like evolving.
Yeah. So it's not. Sometimes it's kind of keep talking about, hey, you need to evolve, you need to compete against yourself and everything. It's kind of hard to say that once we're involved, since we're involved with lots of big names and champions of the sport, because we're there, right?
Yeah.
It's like the people that we talk to, they are
The
the
returns, yeah.
the
But,
top
it's
of
it's
the
it's
chain.
it's the reality of
Yeah.
It's like we can point like, no, I know what's good.
Yeah. So the thing is, everyone that competes wants to go there and win.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but not everyone's gonna win. So you need to
One person's
understand.
gonna win.
So you need to understand the fact that you have two wins to consider: the gold medal and your own competition, right? So believe me, once I start this thing, just like my first world championship fight on the Masters was against Andre Bastos, the guy who used to fight Leo, bro.
Yeah.
It's like
He's been fighting forever.
Here.
Yeah.
Just like so I said, okay, I need to learn a lot yet.
Yeah.
And I go, and I don't stop. I don't quit. I keep going. Okay, I won one. I won another fight. Oh, a gold medal here. Oh, a silver medal there. Oh, it's like a bronze medal, but it was a pen no gi. So you keep going, and you're thinking that it's like it was something that I could not even think, fighting a pen no gi in New York. So, and my lawyer time, go to New York was Broadway, restaurants, just like the sightseeing from the towers and everything. Man, I traveled to New York to fight the Pan No Gis and I got a bronze medal. This is fucking amazing, even that I'm not a champion on the thing. So I think that if I could do it, and I definitely don't like competitions, just like the mood, just like I freak out on all those things. I work a lot on this thing in order to be better in it.
Yeah.
But I'm not the perfect competitor or involved in the mood like that, and I still go.
Yeah.
And I still do good sometimes. So just like I think that if I can do it, anyone can do it, definitely.
Yeah. So if you could take the chance to do, you would do it over again.
Oh, definitely. I would never.
Would you think it was the right timing?
Yes, this is what I would say right now. Just like this is important for me. You cannot just like go and throw everything away. And
Yeah, it's not one day open inside your house and be like, "Hey, babe, that's it. I'm done."
Sometimes doing this is necessary because you're super close to really bad situation, just like depression and all those things. But it was not my case. I was just like in the halfway on that thing.
Okay.
So I could have time to
So
plan
pretty much
everything.
making the jump, it's necessary.
Yes.
It's doable, but you need to plan to
need
make the jump.
Yeah,
right?
because the people are different. Some guys just get and go, but
Yeah.
I am the kind of guy that I'm man of the plan. Just like I need to work all these things and make sure that I'm going trying to do the good thing at least. And I can tell you that if I did that in 1995, 1996, when I used to, just like I'm really honest on that. If instead getting a law career, if I got in a sports career, maybe everything would be different.
Okay.
And now I would be maybe talking about titles and things like that.
And things like that. Yeah.
But after that, so once I got into law school, I think that, and I worked lots of years as a lawyer, I think that 2017 was the perfect timing. If I tell you, no, I could do it earlier, just like 2012, no. It was the perfect timing for me.
Okay.
For me. I think that Poncho, for example, when he got here, I think was 2009 or 2010, something like this. It was the perfect time for him because I remember his life at that time there back in Brazil. He was struggling like crazy. No opportunities. The jiu-jitsu market was small like this in São Paulo.
And he was just divorced too and shit like that.
Yes, with a small kid and everything. So just like he sold the bike that he had at that time, got the money in the pocket, and boom, came to America. Now he's with running a good gym, lots of titles at a competitor, things like that. So it was a perfect time for him. But everyone has a time zone, bro. So just like I cannot tell that. Just like if I came in 2010 together to Poncho, it would be the same. Probably I would quit before. I don't know. It's just like a butterfly effect,
You can't. You don't know.
Yeah, you never know what they're talking about. So.
We got to an hour and a half. We covered a lot. Thank you. For, we're like letting you know. It's like I think there's probably a lot of people out there. I don't know how many people can listen to, but I think there's a lot of people out there that have that mindset, or at least they have not the mindset, but at least I think every day they have the jiu-jitsu as in like, man, I wish I could be a teacher, and I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's like, I wish I could freaking like let go of my job, maybe I should do it. Oh, maybe I'm not, and I think your experience, of course, not that many people fucking did what you did and move a country and stuff like that. It doesn't need to be like, it's a jump and a risk and everything. It is what it is,
Yeah, I would say that.
But what you think? It's like, if you have to say to one of these people and just be like, man, what you be like?
It's like I need to. Do you remember that we started talking about Monday and Friday?
Yeah.
So I think this is the answer that you need to chase.
Yeah.
What about your week, bro? Once you go sleep on Sunday night, what is the feeling?
Yeah.
My feeling today, waking up on Monday, one more week of jiu-jitsu. This week's going to be great. I'm going to teach this and that. Bernardo's going to come to teach and blah, 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 blah. So my imagination goes.
Okay.
And I love Mondays.
Okay.
And the best fact is that the Fridays are still awesome.
Yeah.
So, but in a different perspective. So just like I think that everyone should think on it. So my Mondays are killing me. So probably something's wrong in your life. So start reevaluating everything. And jiu-jitsu is a good tool. So what can you do? And this is another thing. Just like if you quit your job right now, what you can do?
Yeah.
Just like right now, boom, tomorrow you don't have a job anymore. What we can work for?
Yeah.
So jiu-jitsu is something that helps us because it's endless job. Just like unless someone forbid, just like jiu-jitsu gets forbidden, just like
forbidden.
Yeah, COVID and all those things. But in the regular world, it's a endless job. So just like okay, I can do this. So the only thing that I would like to say is that just like it's hard. Don't think it's easy because the quality of life and things like that. It's a damn hard word as any other one.
Yeah.
Because once your passion becomes your profession, you need to be there when you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Right? So it's nice to go to the gym as a student and you say,
roll and
but
I'll go today.
Today it's Wednesday. There's football or Thursday here. Just like a football on TV. I'm not gonna go train. No, sorry.
Yeah, you don't have
You're
that
a
option.
professor, bro. You need to go. Yeah. So your team's playing on the TV, and you still need to go there. It's 6 a.m. and you have students that would like to work at that. You need to wake early. You need to be a referee. You need to be a competitor. All these things that gonna give you a hard time too. So it's not easy. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's an easy journey, but it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice because you can figure your potential on these things,
Okay.
and your mondays are gonna be good again. So
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Okay.
Have a plan.
Yeah. You have a plan, right? Plan yourself. Don't freaking listen to the podcast and do like, okay, that's it.
No, I'm good. No, have a plan.
I heard this podcast coming to work. I quit.
Don't do it, please. But at the same time, it's just like, oh man, I can do it. Maybe I can do it. If I want to do it,
Yeah.
I definitely can do it. You definitely can do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. So just like,
Yeah. Great, man. Once again, thank you.
oh yeah,
Pleasure to have you here, on our podcast and talking about it. Thank you guys for listening. As always, thank you for the support. Subscribe, and do the likes and stuff like that. Okay. Thank you so much. See you guys.